I'm so excited for today's episode. So, last night on my Instagram stories, I posted that I was going to record an episode all around angel numbers, signs from the universe, what they mean, how to translate them, because I posted a reel last week with like a 60-second background on this, and it was really popular. And so clearly there's interest in this, and I want to answer your burning questions because that is the goal of this podcast, is to be this resource, this spiritual resource to help make your life a little easier. So what I'm going to do is all of this is going to be channeled through Lara, which, side note guys, I'm learning a lot more about Lara, and at first I thought that Lara was my spirit guides, but they're not. They're a lot deeper than this, and I'll give you one hint. Think Abraham Hicks. I'll just throw that out there. I am still trying to figure out how to really translate this into human words, English words I should say, in a way that's going to make sense to other people. But I'm going to start speaking about it within the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. But point being is this is really deep channeled insight, and I hope you guys enjoy. So let me call Lara forward. I'm going to give a little context around signs, numbers, and all that. And then I'm going to answer your questions. And I'm so pumped to answer your questions because that's the point of all of this. I want this to be interactive, and I'm so excited. So let me call forward Lara, and let's get cruising here. Get cozy. You can see I'm in my blanket. I'm so cozy right now. I want you guys to be cozy, chill out, and let's get you your insight. Okay, a little bit of a pause there. Sorry about that. All right, Lara is ready to speak through me. So, signs from the universe and angel numbers, they're all the same, so we're going to use those terms interchangeably, but they're probably not what you think they are. The biggest thing that we want you all to understand is we feel that when you ask for signs, numbers, etc., you're asking something outside of yourself. You're asking this entity that is outside of yourself, and we want you to know that the universe resides inside of you. You are the universe. Your intuition, Gabrielle sees it as this ball of energy, kind of like this just ball of random colors in people's stomachs. That's what it is. This ball in your stomach, your gut, your intuition, whatever term you resonate with, that is the universe. Literally sitting exactly inside, like directly inside of you. And the biggest thing that we want to highlight around this topic is when you do ask for those signs or you see those numbers, we want you to know that that information is not outside of you. It is directly inside of you. It is a reflection of your own intuition. The universe lives in you. The universe lives in you. We don't want you to take your power. Here's a release, hold on. We don't want you to take your power outside of yourself because we see you asking other people what to do with your life. We see that, and we know that that is a human thing. Gabrielle has 1,000% done that in her lifetime. But our biggest goal for all of this, of speaking through her now, is to tell you that everything is inside of you. So please know that the answers to all of this reside inside of you. This isn't a higher thing stepping down and giving you the answers. You're a piece of that higher thing. You are a direct, they're showing me like an arm string. You are a direct arm of the universe. You are directly attached to it. So please know that. The signs, the numbers, the symbols, the synchronicities, that's tenfold. There's so many answers here, so hold on. It means different things at different times. And we wish, not so much we, Gabrielle wishes that this was an easy answer for you, right? But in our eyes, it is easy because it is indicative of the universe and your intuition communicating with you. It is your intuition communicating with you. And the issue, the human issue that we see is that the mind goes so fast that when you see these signs and these numbers, we feel you're in the receiving mode, but your conscious mind may not be in the receiving mode, right? Because it's all junked up with other stuff going on. So our answer to this question is, when you see that sign, when you see that angel number, what were you just thinking about in the moment? What were you just thinking about? On the other side, when Gabrielle tells her clients that, she gets a lot of, well, I can't remember. And the reason why you can't remember is because you are living 10 steps ahead or 10 steps behind. Our ask of you is that you stay present. The more present you are, the more clear these messages are to you. Because these signs, these symbols, it's usually, we're going to say 7 times out of 10, what you were just thinking in that moment. And that means 2 things. Number 1, if you were thinking something negative, that's your intuition trying to align you back to love. Align you back to your soul. Align you back to your core of who you are. Maybe your ego was in the driver's seat in that moment. Maybe you were being judgmental without realizing. Maybe you were having negative thoughts. Release. Maybe you were catastrophizing in that moment without realizing it because you've gotten so accustomed to it. But us, your intuition, we know when to bring you back. So sometimes we will flutter those numbers in front of you because we know those numbers catch your attention, and then hoping that we can change your vibration in that moment. That's one way. Number 2 is that you were thinking something really positive and exciting and you were in a high vibration and we were endorsing that. Regardless of which one of the 2 it is, it's always a hug from us. It is always a hug from your intuition. It is always a hug from your higher power that still resides inside of you, but it's a hug from that part of yourself. Always. Always, always, always. It's never a negative thing to see our signs and our symbols, ever. Because we know what's coming for you, we know what's manifested for you, and we know where your vibration is driving you. There are millions and millions and millions of things out there that have manifested for you. And because you have free will, you get to choose what route you take. And we know, based off your vibration, what route you're choosing to take. So we sprinkle these numbers and these symbols in front of you. Another reason being, because we know where you're going. We don't always want you to Google what they mean. We don't always want you to Google what they mean. And we know that there's graphics out there that says 111, 222, 333, they all mean this. They mean different things. They can mean that thing that you're reading there. It can, and it cannot. The best way for you to tell is to keep yourself in a state of receiving mode and ask your intuition. And if the receiving mode stresses you out, we'll talk about that in 1 second. When you see that number, ask your intuition, hey, what were you just trying to tell me with that? Maybe you'll feel a feeling. Maybe you'll get the chills. Maybe you'll see a butterfly. Maybe you'll hear a sentence. Maybe you'll hear a word. And speaking of signs, our AC just turned on when I was saying that, and I just felt like a rush of air when I said that, to ask your intuition. So please, please, please ask your intuition. What does receiving mode mean? What do I mean by that? Let's get you a clear answer here. Hold on. Openness. Your mind is open. So they're showing me literally pulling back the curtain of your mind and leaving your mind just an open space, like the ocean. Think about the ocean with no boats, no buoys, nothing. Just an open, flat ocean, calm. There's no one of those white caps. It's just a calm ocean. That is receiving mode. You get yourself into the state of that by first thing in the morning, focusing on your energy. This does not need to be 2 hours long. This could be 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 2 minutes. It does not have to be long, but it's you setting yourself before you start inviting other people into your day. This can look like you meditating, of course. It can look like you just sitting in stillness and observing the room that you're in before touching the phone anything like that, that is you getting into the receiving mode. It's protecting your energy before you step out into the day. And we can't emphasize enough how this does not have to take a long time. If you only have 30 seconds to get out of bed because you have kids and they're screaming and they need your attention, before you jump out of that bed for just a few seconds, breathe in, breathe out, set an intention for the day. And then ask yourself what you need from you today before you jump out of that bed. If you're in a rush, if you have a pressing commitment, right? But if maybe you don't have kids yet, you have a little more time in the morning, try to throw it in 10 to 15 minutes. A meditation, a breath work, a hypnotherapy session, all of this is available on YouTube. It couldn't be more accessible. It's right at your fingertips. It's just the discipline. But the more you do that, right, the more you keep yourself in that state of the receiving mode, which does not mean that stress doesn't come in and all that stuff, because that's just a part of life, right? But the more you get yourself into that receiving mode and you keep your mind clear and you be as present as possible, the clearer the communication is going to be around these signs. The clearer the communication. It's all there, it's all residing inside of you, and it's all completely accessible. What we find so often just through doing channeling works with Gabrielle's clients is that you will receive the answer very clearly, but then you talk yourself out of it, right? You see the number 888, and you just feel like, oh my gosh, I know that's abundance. I know that's abundance. I just know it. I don't know why I know it, but I just know that this is abundance. And then your ego kicks in. No, it's not. We work this job. We get paid this amount. No one's giving us any money. We're not good enough. This never happens to us. Why would we ever win the lottery? Not going to happen. We're not lucky. So our ask of you, and here's a yawn. This is my yawn releases, guys, that's like your nervous system. Whenever I'm yawning on client calls, that is for your nervous system. So me saying that was relief for the collective's nervous system now, just hearing that. So I want you to go back 10 to 15 seconds ago and just listen to that again. The 2 sentences right before the yawn, that was a relief for your nervous system to hear. Now that just distracted me, so let me get back here 1 second. One second here. All right, they just blanked out on me. So there's 2 things, well, actually 1 thing left that I want to say. So 1, everything that was just said there was meant to be said, because right when that yawn happened, it just blanked, and that's always indicative of you heard what you had to hear there. So I hope that was helpful. Sorry to just cut the sentence off there, but that's what Laura wanted to share around it. And then the second thing being, I want to just, this is Gabrielle speaking now, in terms of signs. So I record these podcast episodes on my phone, and so I had to get my other phone here. This is my old phone. It's literally like so cracked and like just wicked cracked. And I'm going to read your Instagram questions soon from the DMs and channel those through Laura and answer them directly. But as I was doing that and signing on to Instagram, I needed a code because it's like 2 separate devices. And in the code was 666. And I just knew right away that was Laura. Laura is really excited to do this episode because we're not done yet. And the 666, I just knew right away. And how did I know? Because I've been getting to know Laura, and I know that Laura is 6 energies. So whenever I see 6, I know it's Laura. Whether they're trying to tell me something, but I know that whatever communication, whatever message I receive, when I see the number 6, is going to be Laura. So that was really cool. And point being, like, you guys know the answers. You do. And it's so easy to look outside of yourself. But to Laura's point there, everything resides within you, right? It would be wonderful if all the answers were on Google, but they're not. They're inside of you. So when you see, like, for example, I'll tell you what I do. When I see those numbers, I ask myself, okay, what did that mean? What did the 888 mean? Oh, it means that we want your attention to be around this. Oh, awesome. Or it means that the thought you just had, you're spot on. You're so in alignment. Or maybe it means you were just catastrophizing. I have anxiety. It's something I do a lot. I work on it a lot. But you were just catastrophizing. Let's get you back. Let's snap you out of it. Right? It's different things always. Always, always. So let's answer your Instagram questions here. Hold on. Oh my God, I'm so excited about these. All right, I tried not to read these too much because here's another yawn. That is for your nervous systems. That's relief for your nervous systems. That's so freaking cool. I tried not to read these too much so that I could just channel Laura very clearly in answering these responses. But, oh, okay, this is exciting. Let me just pull Laura back because I snapped out of that for just a second. Let me just get back in alignment with them. All right. So question number 1, and I'm going to keep your usernames private. I'm just, because that feels good. If you guys want me to read your usernames next time, just let me know. Question number 1. Is there a specific message around seeing your birthday numbers repeatedly? Oh, this is so good. Okay, Laura, what do you got to say? Your birthday numbers are indicative of when your soul chose to come forward. Your soul chose to come forward on the day of your birthday. So when you are seeing numbers of your birthday, for example, Gabrielle's is May 26th, so 526. Whenever we show her 526, and your birth year can be relevant there too. For Gabrielle, it's 526. It's indicative that she is in alignment with her soul's purpose. So when you are seeing, oh, I just got chills, guys! I just got chills as I said that. That is such an endorsement. That is like the best freaking sign you could have gotten right there. When you are seeing your birthday numbers on repeat, it means that you are in alignment with your soul's purpose. Every single one of you has a soul's purpose. And whatever you are doing in the moment of seeing that number, you are in alignment with your soul's purpose. It's a very, very it's a very powerful thing to see. It's a very powerful thing to see, and we're so proud of you for acknowledging and putting 2 and 2 together there. Because whoever wrote this question, you are deeply aligned with what your soul's purpose is. We can feel it. We can feel it from your energy. That's really, really beautiful. All right, question 2. When you ask for numbers as a sign and you see it, is it confirmation of what you asked? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Example, let's say you get a new job opportunity, right? And you ask the universe, show me a watermelon if it's a yes to take this job. Show me a kiwi if I should keep looking, right? And keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes out. However, we ask you, we urge you to not control the outcome. We see this a lot. This was something Gabrielle did fiercely in her life, right? She'd ask for a sign and then scan everywhere. Okay, where is it? Where's the watermelon? Where's the kiwi? Go on TikTok, go on all these different things and just purposely try to find the one that she wanted to find, right? She was notorious for that. Sometimes still does a little bit. We ask you to please not control the situation. Surrender to what the outcome is. Ask for the sign, go about your day. You will see it. We promise you, you will see it. And when you ask for the sign, please always give an option for yes or for no. For lack of a better phrase, there may be more detail in there, but always give 2 options. 1 for this option and 2 for this option. Or sometimes C for another option, right? But make sure that it's you give 2. And there's a question on here that will give a deeper answer there, but just make sure that you give at least 2 options for signs there. But to answer your question, yes, when you see the numbers, it is absolutely confirmation of what you asked. Absolutely. Someone else said no questions, but I can't wait to listen. Yay. We're so excited to have you listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, next question. What does it mean when you ask for a specific sign and it doesn't come? Okay, this is the question that we were referring to in our last answer. A few things, right? One, it's really important to ask for the yes and the no sign, right? Not just the yes sign. Because if it doesn't come, that is a sign in itself. Not seeing your sign is a sign in itself. And give it a few days, right? Give it a few days. It doesn't mean the sign's going to come in 5 minutes. Surrender to the timeline of when you'll see the sign and give it a few days. But after a little while, if you haven't seen the sign, you're going to consciously acknowledge, oh, I haven't seen the sign yet. That's actually your intuition bringing that up to your conscious mind as a red flag. That's basically your intuition telling you that the sign you're not meant to see right now. So you're not meant to see the sign if you don't see it. And we ask that you trust in that because we have your best interests at heart. And here's another yawn. So to whoever asked this question, that's your nervous system feeling relief in the answer. Don't force the sign. If you don't see the sign, that's an answer in itself. It is safe for you to not see the sign. And your intuition wants you to know it has your best interests at heart. You must trust in the timing of it all. We ask deeply that you trust in the timing of it all. We hope that that helps. Next question, when we see an angel number, is it reflective of our mental state or the universe contacting us? So it can be both, right? If you are feeling, if you're having negative thoughts and you're seeing those angel numbers, it is reflective of your mental state, right? It's saying, hey, this vibration's not serving you. It's not saying, okay, now let's think of something positive and really fall into that toxic positivity arena. No, it's saying, hey, these thoughts aren't serving you. How can we explore them, process them, and release them to get them out of your vibration, right? And not just think of something positive and push them deep down. The processing and the releasing, it's so important. So it can definitely be a reflection of your mental state and or both. It can be a nice hug. It is always a nice hug from the universe. So the answer is really twofold there. I hope that was helpful. Definitely DM me if you need more of an explanation. This next question. I see them a lot, but how do I know what they are trying to tell me? Ask your intuition. Ask your gut. And something that we feel really called to include here is there is the signs and the numbers, but we also deeply communicate with you all through animals. Whether you're seeing the same bird every day, or you keep seeing a turtle, or you keep seeing rabbits or something, animals are a really big thing here too. So definitely be mindful of that. And again, we ask you to ask your gut what it means. Your gut may say, Google the meaning. In that instance, you Google the meaning, and the answer that comes up there is the answer you're meant to hear. Another time you see the sign, you may hear fast forward, right? Maybe that means that you go faster in whatever it is that you're doing. Or maybe you hear slow down. Or maybe you feel a certain way, right? Maybe you feel a certain way in your body. Maybe a certain part of your body is giving you attention in that moment. You have all the answers to it. You really, really, really do. You just have to tune in and ask. And one of the biggest things that we see, the biggest disconnects that we see in you guys with this is it's not that the answer isn't there internally, because we can 100% confirm it is. It's that you don't trust yourselves. So Gabrielle talks so much around the healing journey, and it's really us speaking through her with the healing journey. And this is something we really want to talk about in so many episodes to come. The answers are there. It's the lack of trust in yourselves to actually accept and acknowledge the answer. Because we're telling you. We are telling you. But you may hear it, and then you may go ask Google for validation. Or you may ask a guru for validation. You are your own guru. Our goal is to not be your guru, right? Gabrielle here, it's not to be your guru. It's to teach you how to be your own guru. And it's there. And you absolutely can. And it takes healing to do. It takes you repairing your relationship with yourself to be able to do that, right? So that's our goal here. But that is how you tell. You ask yourself and you wait for the answer. You surrender to the answer because the answer is going to come. Do white feathers and butterflies have the same meaning? Thanks. You are always precious. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that beautiful comment. There are 2 or 3 things that you may see, or I should say a handful of things that you'll see that may have the same meaning, but again, only you know. What a white butterfly means for me doesn't mean it's going to mean the same thing for you. It very rarely means the same thing, actually, because we're all different. We're all unique. We all have our own soul's purpose and journeys here. So what a white butterfly means for me, it likely isn't going to mean the same for you. They could have a beautiful overall meaning, right? Like beauty, right? Grace, ease. It could. But there's always a deeper meaning there. And only you know. But both of those, just even the energy from this message here, white feathers and butterflies, it feels really, really beautiful. The signs are always positive. You will never see a sign that is negative. We will never because up here, right, where we are in the universe, which again, the universe lives inside of you, but up in the universe here, it is all love. It is all love. All of it is love. All the signs you see are beauty and love. They're all indicative of that. All of it. All of it is positive. You will never, ever, ever see a negative sign. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Because we deeply believe and we know all of this is working for you. You will never, ever, ever see a negative sign. And I know that wasn't a part of the question, but we felt really called to say that. There's a release. We believe there's one more question. Hold on really, really fast because it was under a comment on an Instagram. So hold on just a hot second here as we get this last one. And it says, could you give me an example of negative thinking when you see an angel number? So this was in response to the reel that I posted. And here is how it will look. We're going to use Gabrielle as an example here because she's a fine example of this. So there are times when Gabrielle is driving and she will not even consciously acknowledge that she's catastrophizing. Because one of the things that she has been working on a lot is she feels this need to protect herself, right? So kind of forward thinking any disagreements with people in her life and thinking of all of her remarks so that she can protect her energy, all of this just big catastrophizing bubble. And when she does that, when she's driving, it just somehow happens when she's driving. And she didn't consciously acknowledge she was doing that for a while until, within the past few months she has. We'll show her the number when she's doing it. And she now knows when she sees just a number, check in mentally, oh shit, I was catastrophizing, right? Driving, she sees the number, ooh, I was just having a really beautiful thought. I was feeling very just high in my vibration. I was feeling very loose and flowy and peaceful, and I saw an angel number. What a beautiful endorsement to that, right? So that's an example for you. We hope that was helpful, but it's just about checking in with yourself. Last thing that we want to say on signs, angel numbers explained, etc. is this. Before something significant happens in your life, and when we say the word significant, we don't mean anything bad. We can almost project that people are like, something bad happening. No. Before something significant happens in your life, you may see an absolute influx of angel numbers. Like a million at once. We'll give you an example. Gabrielle and Eric, her husband, tried to buy a house for 13 months. And this was back when the market was just bonkers. They live in the Boston area. It was wild, living with the mother-in-law, and just really wanted their own place. The days, we should say, about a week leading up to the offer finally being accepted, Gabrielle probably saw over 100 angel numbers. And at this time, she wasn't a channeler that she knew of yet, really wasn't super spiritual, and actually was incredibly frustrated with the entire process. but saw a ton of angel numbers. And then she just knew, okay, something's about to happen here. And then the offer was accepted, and then she got engaged a week later, right? So if you're just seeing a ton of angel numbers to the point where you recognize like, wow, this is a little crazy, something really beautiful is about to happen in your life. Really, really, really freaking beautiful. Really beautiful and really significant to your soul's purpose. So we ask that you surrender to the timeline of it. And we hope that this was helpful. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a rating. Let us know what you think. There's also a document in the notes if you have any feedback of anything that you want to see improved or any questions you have. But we would be so grateful for a rating if you appreciate this episode. Thank you so much. Love you guys. We'll talk soon.